The Transcontinental Railroad in Canada is legendary. Canada's VIA Rail continues the legend. Stretching from Toronto to Vancouver, British Columbia, VIA's transcontinental route offers rail passengers some of the greatest scenery in North America and access to Canada's Jasper National Park. The cross-country route was built east to west, but we'll start our trip in the Canadian clean, beautiful city of Vancouver. The city's big, but find the grand Pacific Central Railroad station. Go on inside and board VIA Rails Canadian for the trip of your life. It took very little time to leave the beautiful city of Vancouver behind. The morning light found us in the interior of British Columbia. It found me in the dome car, videotaping the countryside.
Yeah, this is hard to beat.
The Canadian has 2 dome cars in its consist. One is available to sleeping car passengers, the other to coach passengers like me. Seating is first come, first served, but I rarely sat. I mostly stood at the dome window, catching the scenery on videotape. The coach also had great views from its large windows. But I kept going back to the dome car, getting this lofty perspective as we followed the Fraser River toward the Rocky Mountains. I'm taking this journey in late March, still winter this far north. It's not unusual for railroad tracks to be located along rivers. It's often the easiest way through, and for me, it's a visual delight. We pass one of Canada's great treasures, a frozen waterfall. As we made our way east, we saw more mountains. This bridge carries the Yellowhead Highway over the river. Note the great location along the river of this resort. Back in the coach, I was eye to eye with these snow-covered fir trees. Surprisingly, the trees here were free of snow, and the tree line gave way for a big view of Mount Robson, tallest of the Canadian Rockies. Its shroud of clouds makes it visible only 14 days a year. This was one of those days.
See how much taller Robson is than it.
It's got to be the biggest thrust was right here and pushed everything up. Reminds me of hearing a real good piece of music that if you're hearing it in person, it's much more effective than listening to a record. Whether it's John Denver or Jonas Joplin.
This was the view behind the train as we approached Jasper National Park. This is where I got off. The furthest east I could travel and still get back during spring break. Once I deboarded the Canadian, I was afoot in Jasper Park, free to hike around and see the park's natural wonders.